Hey guys, welcome to this goldmine of VS Code tips and tricks that will get you started in no time. First of all, some of you may be asking why change to VS Code, and obviously you've been working in Vim since you were born, and I understand the hustle and I respect that, but don't worry, there's no reason to fret because VS Code offers key maps, which is a way for you to import shortcuts from another editor. So whether you are most familiar with Vim or Sublime or Emacs or Eclipse or whatever else, you can just import your key maps from that IDE into Visual Studio Code and you can continue as if you never left off. However, on the off chance you don't want to do that and you just want to get started with VS Code, let's get straight into the tricks. First on our list would be creating a file, and that's pretty simple. It's Ctrl+N, and as you can see I got a new file. Now I didn't want to show you how to create a new file because that's really basic, but let's copy some information about our favorite mammal, which is the platypus, and as you can see it doesn't look really well, but then it auto-formatted to wrap text. So how did I do that? Well, it was Alt+Z or Z. When I press Alt+Z I can toggle from wrap text to non-wrap text. Second trick, if you ever feel like changing your keyboard shortcuts, don't worry, VS Code got you covered. All you need to do is press Ctrl+K plus Ctrl+S and there you go. It will open the keyboard shortcuts menu and you can edit any of them as you desire. But maybe you want to open a terminal and do something here. How would you do that? Well, that's pretty simple. Just as I did now, I pressed Ctrl+Tick. So the tick key is the one on the left of the 1 on your keyboard. Yeah, under escape or close to under escape. Yeah, so once you press Ctrl and tick, your terminal will appear and disappear. But what if you don't like your terminal being under your text? You want it on the side, either to the left or to the right. Well, don't worry, you can right click here somewhere on this bar and it will show you panel position and you can choose either you want it to your right or you might want it to your left. This is extremely customizable. And back to the bottom. I want to show you some cool features of VS Code, and the root of all cool features is the command palette, for which the shortcut is Ctrl+Shift+P, and it looks like this. And as you can see, you have a lot of functions and configurable options right here, and I want to show you text related functions. So I'll select this paragraph and Ctrl+Shift+P, and let's do transform to uppercase. And as you can see here, this text now became uppercase. I can do Ctrl+Shift+P one more time, and let's say I want to do it transform to title case. And now every word in here is capitalized, but every other letter is lowercase. Now for the next trick, I've heard so many hardcore coders complaining about not being able to work and getting distracted. Well, maybe they never heard about Zen mode in VS Code, and it looks exactly like this. And that is Ctrl+K plus Z. Once you do this, you will enter the state where you cannot see any other icons on the screen and you just see your code and you can edit in peace. Exiting Zen mode is fairly simple. All you need to do is press escape twice and you're back where you were. Now let's bring some code in front of us. I will press Ctrl+O and this will bring the open file wizard here. I will select a Python file that I had and here we have some Python code. Next up on the list would be a multi-line selection. What if I wanted to select multiple lines of code? Well, that's fairly simple. Ctrl+Alt and then up or down arrows. And as you can see here, I can now add separate stuff or indent on all of them, as you can see. What if I wanted to do a box selection? Well, that would be Shift+Alt and it would look something like this. Now let's comment multiple lines of code, and that's fairly simple. You select all the lines you want to comment and press Ctrl and / and that will automatically comment code for you, and using Ctrl+/ again you can uncomment. Another cool feature of VS Code is that you can add regions in order to collapse the code. As you can see here, all I can collapse are the definition of my function, the for and the if loops. But if I go here and I add this syntax, which is pound and then region, and somewhere, let's say here, I do pound and region, just like this, you'll now see that I can collapse this whole bundle of code. The final trick that I want to share with you today is getting IntelliSense prompts. So you can just go into code and press Ctrl+Space, and it will actually give you suggestions on what you can add in your code. I hope this will aid you become the VS Code OG that you want to be. All of the commands and shortcuts we used in this video are in the description. Thanks for being here. Have an amazing day. Cheers.